guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm finally giving you guys what you guys have been asking for, and it's the dip powder nail tutorial / my nail routine. So just a quick disclaimer before I start, I'm gonna pause the video right here just to let you guys know a quick disclaimer. I am not a nail professional. I am not a nail tech. I have never been to nail school, never learned anything about nails. I pretty much am self-taught. I learned how to do my own nails here at home because I didn't want to pay to get my nails done every single time. And I'm a very picky person. I like my nails done a certain way. Same thing with my hair. So I just learned how to do things my way. So that way I just know how to do it. So that's just a quick disclaimer on this video. If you see anything that I quote unquote may be doing wrong, that's okay. I've been doing this routine since December of last year, so it's been a couple months already, and I pretty much quote unquote nailed my routine and what has worked for me. So if you want to try it, you can go ahead and try it, but I do things a little bit differently. All right, let's get started. So my nails are already cleansed. I washed my hands, I removed the previous dip powder that I had, and now I'm just lightly buffing each and every one of my nails just so that it can be nice and smooth. Now I know you guys are gonna ask me about the nail removal. I can do a separate video on how I remove my dip powder nail at home. Although I use nail glue as my base, which you guys will see in a little bit, it comes off just as easy as the dip powder. So here I'm going in with my Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover, and I love this little guy right here because it literally melts your cuticles within seconds and you don't have to sit there soaking your hand in hot water. I use this to clean my cuticle area and to also push down my cuticles because it gives me more nail space to work with. So I'm just gently pushing down my cuticles all the way down, and then I didn't film this part, but after I do that, I just go in with a cuticle remover, the little cuticle cutter, and I just trim around my cuticles to make sure they look nice and clean. And yeah. All right, so now that my nails are nice and clean, I went ahead and washed my hands because I didn't want any of that cuticle oil stuff to stay there. Otherwise, it's not going to adhere. It's not going to take to not even the nail glue. So I just lightly buff my nails again to remove any shine before going in with the nail glue because I want it to stick for as long as possible. Now I've used the Revel Nail base as well, and they're good, but I found that after the 6 or 7 day, my nails started to lift, and I didn't like that. So I went in with, I was like, you know what, let me just try nail glue. And I've been doing it for about 3 months, and let me tell you, girl, my nails will last up to 3 weeks if I let them. Like, they really stick to the nail glue, and it's super easy to remove. I'm using Revel Dip powder, and this is the color Margot. I love this color because it's such a natural, nice, shimmery color. And the procedure for this is honestly really repetitive. All you're doing is just coating your nail with the nail glue first, or the liquid base that they give you, which is usually #1, or they just call it base, and you paint around the area where the powder is going to stick. So make sure you're painting it carefully because I did fast forward the video. Now for my second coat, I'm going to be using the Gelish Dip Base coat for my second one. And I am going to be taking my time applying this very, nice and evenly throughout my nail. Try to work in thin layers. That way your nail doesn't come out bulky, because I like my nails to look as natural and as thin as possible, but I also want them to be strong. So, to prevent breaking, especially now that my nails are getting a little bit longer. So once you apply that, you dip it in the powder, and then you just brush out the excess once you finish with that hand. I always go with the clear powder, which is my last powder that I put on top. So I do 2 coats of any color that I'm going to be doing that day, and then I go and I end it up with the clear. That way when I'm filing and shaping my nail, I don't touch the actual color that I want to show, if that makes sense. So it's a very repetitive process. You just apply the liquid, dip it in, go on to the next finger. Once you're done with that hand, brush off the excess. Bada bing, bada boom. Now I'm going to go in with the Gelish Dip Activator. Now this is what's going to activate the hardness of the dip. You want to apply this very generously around your nail. You can wash your hands before that without soap. I've seen people do that, but I don't think it's necessary because the activator works really well. So just put that all over your fingers and let it sit for 2 minutes. Now this video was actually really challenging to film. There were some parts that I couldn't record because I really wanted to make sure that I was paying attention to what I was doing so that it came out as nice as possible. But pretty much here, all I'm doing is just shaping the nail to my desired look. And I am smoothing it and buffing it to make sure it's nice and thin the way I like it and that there's no bumps if I messed up. Now after I buffed out my nails, I'm just going to go ahead and brush off any excess powder and then go in again with that activator because that's really good, what's going to mend everything together again. So I just apply that generously throughout my nail and I wait 2 minutes again so that it's fully dried. Once it's fully dry, I'm going to go in with the Gelish Top Coat. And this top coat gives me a hard time because it's like crazy glue. So once you close it, it's hard to like reopen it again. That's why my bottle looks so messed up. The Revel liquids are really good as well. I was just trying out Gelish because I got it in the mail. So I figured why not play around with it. But they're both pretty good. I feel like the Gelish Top Coat gives me a little bit more shine though compared to Revel, so I've been liking that. For this step, all you have to do is apply 2 layers, but your first layer has to be super thin because if not, it's going to dry kind of funky looking. So make sure your first layer is nice and thin, and then once you go in with your second layer of that top coat, you can apply a little bit more generously, and then that's what's going to give you that long-lasting shine. Once I'm done doing all that, I let it dry for about 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. And because I was doing so much buffing, you want to make sure you apply some type of cuticle oil, and I'm using the one from Revel Nail, which I like because it leaves my cuticles feeling super moisturized. So I just apply that all throughout my nails, and I'm gonna go do my other hand. All right, now that my other hand is nice and done, this is the final look. This is my little dip powder nail routine. My only advice is really take your time. This entire video was fast forwarded, so I really do take my time while I'm doing my dip powder nails because I want them to look good for the next 2+ weeks, you know? Once you learn how to do it, it's super easy, and I promise you, you will definitely prefer to do this at home if you have the patience than paying a ton of money in the nail salon. So that concludes this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.